Alrighty, guys, what's goody? YouTube, it's your boy just here. We're taking the boys into both Redzone and Event Cell Max. I'm gonna do Redzone Cell Max first because honestly, I think Redzone Cell Max is a little easier. To me, I could be wrong, but you know, he feels like it. But you know, future Gohan, Trunks, Vegito should be really effective in this fight. But to the point where I didn't even bring Rasengan Goku. Which is typically a mistake. Like 90% of the time, if I need to bring or I fight a movie boss, I should. Good God, do so little damage. But what the hell? But yeah, I should usually bring him. Like, the more and more I use him, the more and more I realize that that is both a blessing and a curse. Like, if it's a tough one phase fight, then like, yeah, it's kind of bad. Did I dodge? But like, you know, in a multi-phase fight like Cell, Broly, literally anything that is multi-phase, where the first phase doesn't do a lot of damage, it's really good that he doesn't do a lot of damage. Or 26K. 260K. At least we live. Does mean we get to turn on Vegito Blue. That's the thing about these Redzone, the Redzone Cell Max fight, is that it's more of like a whittle down fight than it is anything else. So like for me specifically, the way that my team ended up playing out, it does actually warrant struggle. Oh man, I love this intro. The way they do like Dragon Ball Z animation in Dokkan, it's just so damn pretty. Like, am I wrong? Like, it just looks so pretty. There's nothing, there's really nothing I can, like, say about it. It just looks so pretty. Like, if Dragon Ball Z way back when, like, remade and had the animation that some of these Dokkan animations have, whoa. People would be talking about it now. Instead of how bad Super animation is. Yeah. I'm curious to see what or when Dragon Ball Super comes back. And I've been keeping up with the manga a little bit. I wish they did more with Broly. They haven't done much with Broly, but I think right after the current arc they're doing the superhero arc. So, you know, we should see, you know, Beast, Gohan, and Canon. So we'll see if they draw that fight out any longer. We'll see like them training as well. Oh, are we gonna have a Broly arc? Does that happen? Like, are we gonna see Gogeta in the anime, not the movie? Kind of like they did with Battle of Gods. I didn't think about that. Because if we do, then we have that. Well, we have that arc. Yeah, okay, we probably will, because if that arc would be what allows Moro to get started. So it'd be that arc, then the Moro arc, then the Granola arc, saying Granola, and it actually being characters. A lot of people don't know this, but most of the characters in Dragon Ball Z, like Saiyan-wise, and certain other races wise, are like household objects. Like Vegeta is just vegetable. Goku's name is Kakarot, which is carrot. Radish. I forget what Nappa is. Goku Black, his Super Saiyan transformation is Rosé, which is an alcoholic beverage. Got Frieza, which is actually just Freezer, and then Cooler is just a cooler. You see what I'm saying? I think Piccolo might actually be Pickle, but I could be wrong. So I think it was the Saiyans that were named after vegetables. Obviously, you have Cabba, which is cabbage, Kale, which is kale, Khalifa, which is cauliflower. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting the way that they name the characters. You do have like a couple characters that don't really, from my knowledge, don't really have like a household object that they relate to, like Krillin, Tien Yamcha, Pit, Master Roshi. But as far as like the Saiyans go, they're usually all vegetables. So yeah, it's really funny to think about that. You know, one of the new characters' names is Granola. But yeah, I'm curious to see how they do that. So yeah, it probably would be like that. We're gonna see like the Broly movie arc. Actually, more or less, I'm hoping for a Broly movie arc specifically, not for like, you know, us enjoyment wise, specifically just so Dokkan drops a has more chances to drop a Gogeta and a Broly, to be completely honest with you. Same with like Beast Gohan, but we do know that the superhero arc is after the current arc. I don't know if the Broly arc thing is big confirmed, but I feel like it should be. It would just make sense to me to do it the same way you did Battle of Gods. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they do. I don't know what they. I mean, obviously you have Frieza's new form, but like, what do you do at this point? I just don't see I don't see where you progress. Does that make sense? I don't see, like, I don't know. Is it just gonna be another like dynamic arc where they fight Frieza? I don't know. I need to see what he's cooking up. But as far as like things I'm really hyped for, Ultra Ego Vegeta. Just being completely honest with you. I don't care about Master Instinct Goku. I am the biggest Goku hater of all time. The reason why my team is the way that it is in Dokkan, because I'm tired of using that motherfucker. I'm done. It's Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan. That's me right there. And Piccolo. Don't forget Piccolo. But, yeah. So, curious to see what they do with the other characters as well. Like, does it just become kind of like Naruto, where Naruto and Sasuke are just so over leveled that no one else can compete? I would like it to not be. And in the Tournament of Power in the manga, it wasn't that way. Pretty much everyone was doing something, especially Gohan. Gohan did a lot more in the manga than he did in the anime. So, like, I'm actually more curious to see what they do with some of the other characters. Does that make sense? I would rather it not be Goku in the show, but, you know, it is there. I mean, it is so. But you know, I am a little bit curious to see how they do it. I think one of the main ways you could buff like Tien. I guess no, it'd probably be more Krillin, not Tien. So if you guys don't understand, if you guys don't know, techniques are the ones that can be passed down to any race. Transformations are not. So both Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct are not transformations. They are um, technique, right? So I could see Piccolo, Krillin, possibly Tien unlocking an unmastered version of Ultra Instinct. I think there's no character that makes sense to have Ultra Ego but Vegeta. Since I think Ultra Ego seems a lot like a adrenaline fight or flight state almost. So like for Vegeta, it makes perfect sense. For Goku, it makes zero sense. Whereas I think Ultra Instinct is like a flow state. Does that make sense? So how that situation would work is like, I don't know, they're meditating and they train with Whis for a little bit and they now they need to let their instincts take over while they're fighting. Honestly, the majority of the time in like early Dragon Ball and sort of within the early parts of Z, Tien, I'm pretty certain, was stated to be fighting mostly on impulse and instinct. There's only a couple times where he let his emotions like really get a hold of him, like when Chaozu tried to sacrifice himself against Nappa, and minor things like that. But I think Tien especially could unlock Ultra Instinct. And I think that would lead to more interesting scenario. Gohan is Beast Gohan, which I don't really understand that transformation, to be completely honest with you. Like, at all. When I say it, I mean I don't understand it at all. I don't know if it's a transformation, if it's a technique. What is it? Is it a combo? Is it just his maxed out potential? I don't know. That one doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I'm looking forward to the actual arc itself. In the arc, we should get some clarification on what Beast Gohan is. If not during the arc, then after. So, but that's how I would buff those characters, because as like the top tier anime main character hater, I feel the need to make the side characters a lot better than, or not better than, just relevant. Does that make sense? Like Vegeta, I would like for like there to be like 3 or 4 Vegetas. That would be incredible. Or like 3 and 4 Sasuke's. That'd be nuts. Yeah. We beat Redzone Cell Max. Let's go to the event Cell Max. I'm gonna skip the early 2 rounds. We're just gonna go right to the actual scary part. All right. And as I was saying, I really feel like anime as a whole would be so much better if it wasn't so main character dominant. I know I'm not just saying I should have said anime, but like cartoons or action cartoons in general. Like, it's okay if it's a romance cartoon. I completely understand having a romance cartoon be main character dominant. But, in my opinion, this is how it goes. Until I, like, watch an anime where I really fear for the main character, then I lose all tension in most fights. Take, for example, Luffy during Marineford, right? He had all the top 10s, pretty much every powerhouse in the verse was in there. The entire time I knew Luffy was getting out. I knew he was gonna get away at some point. So like I just lost all tension, and it didn't ruin the arc. The arc is still amazing, but you know it definitely did lower the impact of certain events there. Like, oh, wow, okay, well that makes sense. He can't die here. If he dies here, the story's over, right? And that sort of stems from my long history watching watching Power Rangers. That's exactly how it is. Like Red Ranger can't lose. Like he'll lose back shit out of him. But you know, it's just that. Like you know, a couple times Naruto ran into Itachi before they were ready to fight Itachi. I knew he was getting away somehow, you know. But like, then again, you have fights in anime with side characters, not the duo antagonist, because you know the duo antagonist is not gonna lose. You have fights with side characters that I'm on the edge of my seat because I don't know whether or not they're gonna live or not. Does that make sense? So like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of a good example that wasn't one-sided. I was gonna say Jiraiya and Pain. I'm pretty sure everyone can tell that Pain was gonna lose there, or not Pain. Jiraiya was gonna die there. So it would have made sense because he was the main villain. I could say a couple of fights from Rukia, I thought she was gonna die, especially even that latest one in the 1,000-Year Blood War. I thought she was gonna die as well. There's a couple of fights with like Renji. I definitely thought he was gonna die. And it's just the tension in main character fights is moved. Same with Dura, whatever. You know, like the Zoros, Sasuke's, Vegeta's. A lot of those are really removed for me as well. I know that like Vegeta's gonna somehow fight the main villain. He's gonna look like he's beating the shit out of him for a solid 5 to 10 minutes, and he adopts his curse and getting all cocky and he's gonna lose. Goku's gonna come in and they're gonna have some moment where they fight. Goku's either gonna diff them or he's gonna like look like he's gonna lose, and then he's gonna remember all the people he needs to protect on Earth, and then he's gonna beat the shit. It's like almost every arc is exactly the same, and that's the reason why I despise main characters, because it's very unlikely that they lose, because if they lose, the story ends. I'm sorry, I talked all through this animation. My fault. I was not paying attention. But you know, it's unfortunately the way that my brain works, where it's like I see a main character, I immediately know they can't. It's the same way in Fairy Tail, same way Black Clover. It was the same way in Akame Got Killed, which is crazy because I seem like to be like the only person that understands that Akame is the main character. But most anime I have watched, it has been the same way, where it's like I don't see the main character losing. I don't see the main side character losing. I don't see any of the side characters being relevant. So it's just unfortunate. I don't know. I feel like shows as a whole would be better if side characters could play their role a little bit more. But that's besides the point. It's like we're about to beat someone. Probably not. I wonder if this. Yeah, chaos. Probably not. Trunks did. Sad he doesn't. Alright. And said, I'll see you guys on the flip side.